Welcome to Stephy's Inspiration. Today's topic is about urgency. Ecclesiastic 3:1 says, "To everything there is a reason, there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." In this life there are seasons. If we were to look at nature, we can clearly see that every season brings different something different. A farmer should know this very well because crop successful sowing and reaping depends on the knowledge of which season is best to sow and which season is best to reap. If he wishes to maintain successful produce, he will also need to know which season is most appropriate for a specific type of crop. Like the farmer, we too must be sensitive and proactive in knowing and preparing for each season. Seasons ultimately change. That is why we must develop within ourselves a real sense of urgency in order to reap the full benefits of the season we are in. Friends, our ability to achieve global impact for Jesus Christ depends greatly on this urgency. In Psalm 55:17, David says, "Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice." In this psalm, David identifies times or season that he takes advantage to pray. And these seasons are evening, morning, and noon. If we are to take the first letters of each season and shuffle them in order, we would get the acronym MEN. This acronym name is significant because we know that within every 24 day, men experience four seasons in total, which is morning, noon, evening, and night. But only three of those four times allow men to be active. These are the seasons mentioned in Psalm 55:17. We must make full use of the three seasons in order to achieve global impact. Because in the fourth and final season, we are not in a position to work. Jesus reminds us of this in John 4:9, where he states that he must do the work of God within the day, because after the day is over, there is a season called night where no man can work. When Jesus walked the earth, there was no flashlight, and as a result, most people had to try to make full use of the sun before sunset. If we were to take the farmer principle and apply it to the full lifespan of an individual, we would be more intentional. But we need spent but how we spend our time beyond just a 24-hour day. Each of us has a morning, noon, evening, and night season in our lives. The morning season is when we are children full of potential, but we have not yet explored. It is a time when the possibility seem most open to you. You are most free to a dream of many things you can do without committing to any particular path. Noon marks the youth of your life. It is a season when you are old enough to work seriously. In Lamentation 3:27, Jeremiah the prophet says, "It is good for a man to bear the yoke in his youth. It is good for a man to do this because at noon he should have the most strength to do the heaviest labor." This strength will not last forever, so he must utilize the strength wisely and effectively. Using your youth effectively requires developing goals and a sense of direction for your life. You cannot afford to divide this energy in every direction because doing so will make you ineffective. You must identify a path and apply pressure to that target in order to break through. It is difficult to break through if you are unfocused and the energy is divided across things that do not complement each other or help to guide your life in the direction God wants it to go. If you keep dividing your focus too wide, it will lead you to become the proverbial jack of all trade and master of none. This is the time you need to start writing your personal mission statement, which helps to establish a sure direction of your life. For you to be effective in the hands of God, you need to be a sharp axe. The sharper the axe, the easier it is to cut down a tree. If you are not sharp, more work is required to do the same task. That is why you need to know your mission and pursue it aggressively whilst you have the strength to do so. Evening is the most you are mature, mellow, and equipped to mentor. If you had maximized on the energy you had in the noon of your life, then you should be equipped at this point to be able to impart the wisdom and experience you had accumulated over the years to help guide and build others. This is where Jesus was at the point where he began his ministry. He was mature to the point where what he carried could be imparted to others to build and mature them. Jesus was a sharp axe in the hand of his Father. At this point in his life, there was great impact because he had the wisdom and experience that allowed him to be calm, cool, excellent, and collected in the face of challenges and opposition. He was confident in his identity at that point where he could resist the devil constant temptation victoriously over 40 days and night without fail. He was grounded in doctrine to the point where he could effortlessly overthrow his religious enemies theological and political arguments. He was so fluent in the supernatural that he could cast out devil of all kinds, heal the sick from diverse diseases, and empower his disciples to do the same. This is what our lives should look like during the evening. It should be a life filled with fulfillment. The night the night is the season when we no longer have the strength to do the work we are called to do. It is a time when we are old and our bodily function have deteriorated somewhat. It is a time to rest and enjoy the produce of our hard labors in our youth. It is a time when we should have already spent all, given our best, and extended our mind and bodies to serve God with maximum energy and enthusiasm. The night is a time when we should be saying, I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Second Timothy 4:6-7. Night is a time when we are looking towards parting ways with this life on earth. This can be a pleasant experience or a tormenting experience. If you did not spend your youthful energy to do God's will, it can be hard to accept death because it could feel as if you have not done all you needed to do. On the other hand, when we have fought the good fight and kept the faith as Paul did, we can welcome death with gladness because we know that the season of our life were dedicated to the glory of God. And we can welcome in his embrace and our afterlife without shame or fear. Ecclesiastic 12:1 remind us, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. You may you may be listening to this and are currently in your night season. It can be depressing. So it can be depressing, but you have to yet to maximize it, that whilst you cannot reclaim the season that have passed, you can make the best use of the day you have left. As long as there is life in you, there is still an opportunity to do something for God. There are many youth out there who are wasting their season. You are able to warn and guide them from a place of experience and godly wisdom. Be encouraged to know that you draw breath. There is a chance to impact the world for the glory of God. Irrespective of whatever season you are in, it is always a good time to seek God and ask Him how you can make the best use of your season you are in now. I have two questions that I need you to look into, and these questions are: what season of your life do you think you are in? And how no, sorry. And why do you think that is? The second one is, how can you make the best use of the season you are in now? And these are my few inspiration to you. Don't forget to like, share, and help me to make global impact. Have a blessed day.